Hey, Kool-aid Krew, what's crack-a-lackin'? Hey guys, we've had a couple solar blasts past couple days. Well, actually today and yesterday, and two of them are coming right at Earth. We've probably got some smaller ones coming also. We'll go over that. As you can see, right there was one, and here's another one coming right about there. Okay, and it's definitely Earth directed. Okay, so there's no doubt about those things are at least heading our general direction. Here's SOHO, and as you can see, more blasts. Okay, these are the same ones. You can see that one was definitely a halo, and we'll go over that in just a second. And check this out, guys. I've been showing you guys this comet here, Comet Atlas. Yeah, look at this thing. The sun knocked its head off. Yeah, it really did. This thing no longer has a head, and it's very interesting, number one. Number two, it is really, really cool. I mean, check that out. Check that out. I mean, it just really is. I am just like amazed by this. Look at that. This is one of the most photogenic comets I think I've ever seen on any of these satellite imaging. Also, visible, just with your eye. People are catching all kinds of great stuff with this. Just because the head's gone doesn't mean you can't see it. And Dr. Tony Phillips is doing a great job over here covering this thing. Look at this thing. That has no head. That's just a tail. It's crazy to me. So, yeah. But, yeah. Now, I also was corrected too, rightfully so. I was thinking that they called these comets Atlas because it came from like basically like a bigger event that had happened or what have you. That's not why they call it Atlas. I can't exactly remember at right now, but I'm gonna go look at it and see how I was corrected here in just a second, and we will take a look at that, and so we don't get that wrong in the future. I'm not sure. I can't remember who corrected me. Because I definitely want to give them credit for that. Because, guys, if I say something that's incorrect, tell me. Because I don't want to. And I thought I'm not perfect. I get things wrong, right? I mean, some of it, we just got to be able to admit that. And for me, it doesn't bother me one iota if you come up there and tell me, hey, Wages, you're wrong. As long as you can tell me what the right answer is, that's all I care about. Okay? So, again, with that being said, it just is what it is at some point, right? But I will find out how they name these things. I'm not exactly sure. I did read it, and I think it was a woman that corrected me. But I could be wrong on that too. I've had a lot of stuff going on the past few days. I'm not going to get into what's been going on here where I'm at, but I do apologize for not being able to be here. I even had stuff scheduled. I thought I was going to be able to do it, and guys, I just couldn't do it. I'm not going to get into why. I needed to. I had some technical issues, but that ain't exactly what all kept me off here. I had some stuff going on that I'm not going to talk about, but yeah, so that's why. And I hope you guys can kind of understand that, and I know that most of you do. And here's the thing, when stuff like that happens, even if a YouTuber takes one day off, it's amazing how much the numbers change. It really is. It's like you have to be here every day. And here's the thing, I am going to get more consistent because I'm trying to stick to a schedule, and something just kind of hit me from the side that I forgot was coming up, and it hit me mentally pretty bad. And so I just, yeah, it wouldn't have been good if I was here anyway. So anyway, we're going to keep moving. You guys aren't here to hear that. You guys are here to talk about space weather. So, and I will be doing a members only later on tonight. I don't think, hey, Leah, thank you for being in here, girl. But yeah, thank you. No problem. Can you answer one question though before you take out? I don't think Adam's doing a video tonight, right? I'm pretty sure because he's got some procedure today, from what I understand. We need to show him some love. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, but I don't think they're doing a show tonight. So with that being said, I'll probably be on right around the time that they go live for members only. Okay, so that's what's going to happen there probably. So if you guys aren't a member, you want to be a part of that, please join up. Anybody that's been, gifted memberships, thank you. It really does help. And, we're doing it tonight. I may even stay on for a couple hours. So we've got some, stuff to talk about. I can talk about some space weather. I got some really cool Zoom court stuff I want to share with you. Some interesting cases, some funny ones, some not so funny ones, those kind of things. And we can even look at some chiropractor stuff if you want. I'm going to leave it up to you guys. So, but guys, check out this comet. This thing is, it no longer has a head. And I actually mentioned this, how beautiful that the tail was just getting blown off. You could see it right here. It's just really crazy. Now, Dr. Tony Phillips is obviously covering this really well. Let's see here. Who got this? This is from Carancho, Plancus, Southern. I don't even know how to say that name. Caracara, probably, yeah, Caracara. What's that say? Missing some of the. Oh, he's talking about that. That's what he was naming that right there. Let's see here. A windmill missing some of its blades, serving as a perch for a Carancho, a Caracara Plancus. Okay, that bird is what he's talking about right there. Okay. I wanted to give credit to whoever gave this, whoever did this picture. This is in Argentina. It's from Eduardo. I'm not even going to try to like butcher that name. That name is just what it is. So yeah. Hey Wharton, good to see you guys. Ben Hermit, good to see you. Alright, so anyway, as you guys got this going on here, and let's see here, who else is there? Dr. J, man, what's up? Arhaz, what's happening? George is in here too, cool. Got you guys. I know this is a weird time for me. I'm not even going to say it. I guess I'll say it, but I may end up coming back on for another stream. I am going to do a morning video tomorrow, just a video upload. Please come back and watch those. Those really do help when you guys come back and check those out. But anyway, as you can see here, guys, this is SDO. And with that being said, let me go. I'm trying to get back to some of my old habits here in showing you guys where things are at. Okay? Just to show you real quick, like, I'm going to have these actually off to the side. So you guys can see these as I'm talking about it and showing you the other imaging, okay? But this is where this satellite's at, okay? It stays in the same place. It's called geosynchronistic orbit, which all it means is it stays over the same geo location, which is Earth location, right here, right? It does this figure 8 pattern, but it rotates to keep its eye on the sun. So, given that fact, if you were to think about it, the Earth will pass between the satellite and the sun from time to time, and that's called eclipse season. And we just had eclipse season, or it may even still be going on, but it's only for like a half hour or an hour, and it just buzzes right by there. In other words, the screen just goes dark. But anyway, that's how this satellite operates. Let's go ahead and go back to. We're going to check out a different angstrom. We were looking at the 94 angstrom. I want to show you the 304. Now, this is a wavelength of light, okay? And it only sees a specific wavelength. All other wavelengths are filtered out. So, as this is happening there... Hey, Mark, good to see you, bud. Thank you for being a member. 10 months, man. Wow. You must have been a member since the first time I started memberships. That's crazy. Thank you. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. Anybody who has a membership, guys, don't forget, you guys get that free super chat right there. Okay? Just go down to your super chats and it'll let you do that for free. That's awesome, man. 10 months. That's cool. Thank you. But anyway, this is the 304 angstrom of light, and this sees ionized helium. Okay? So with that being said, it's looking at a specific gas, so it gives us a specific vantage point, right? It gives us a different visual for each different angstrom we look at, because it's going to be roughly look the same, but if you were to compare this to the 94 angstrom that I just showed you, you can definitely see a difference. Now we look at this one for a lot of magnetic filaments, and those are those magnetic ropes basically that kind of lay here in the corona, and what they'll do is they'll become unstable and they flick out, or they'll just erupt. You don't have to have a sunspot to have an eruption. Okay? You don't have to have a sunspot to have a flare. None of that is required. And that's a common misconception, right? So as we're talking about this, don't forget to duck. Good to see you, Ripper. I love that one. That's a good comment right there. Thank you for the laugh, brother. Appreciate it. You know I need it, man. Anyway, let's find that one. I wanna highlight that one. Put that one up here on the screen. That's a good one. I like that one. Don't forget to duck. Need those laughs, guys. We got to keep the laughs going, you know. And also, guys, when I do post the live, if you're not here for the live, please come back and watch it on replay. It does make a huge difference when you guys do that. I see a clear, and it keeps everybody up to date and everything. So, but anyway, as you can see this right here, we're going to see a blast right here, and I'm going to slow this down. Matter of fact, I'm going to like just pause it and grab the slide bar here, because I think it's important enough here to show you what we see. Look at this. You guys see this? Now this is a great example for me to show you guys that what we got here is the sun being the background. It camouflages what we see when we're looking at it directly. Okay? If this was off to the side, guys, I don't know if you guys realize how tall that is. If you look at this, this is as tall as half of the diameter of the sun. Look at this. So, well, basically it's the radius, right? That's what you're seeing there. So whatever the radius of the sun is, that's how tall that thing is. And so if I back it up even more, and so it'll give you an idea how fast that thing's blowing off there too. So we'll go forward. There's the initial, you know, eruption, and here comes the plasma. Just like that. Okay? See how it's kind of whipping around? Now I want you guys to notice too, you see how, watch this right here. You can kind of see a little, like a little hook kind of flip out, because it will. See that right there? But what happened on the other side here? Okay, so watch, as this one's flicking out, what's going on the other side? The sun looks like it recaptured some of that. So, and that happens almost every time. It typically will recapture a small chunk or even a big chunk of it. Okay, so when it doesn't, that's when we get the bigger hits, right? The less it, obviously, that's more plasma getting shot out. What is plasma? People have been asking me that too. Plasma is the fourth state of matter, and plasma is nothing more than a gas that has a charge, positive, negative. It's really that simple. Hey, Hilly, good to see you, bud. Ain't seen you in a minute, man. I've been worried about you. I've been asking about you, actually. I guess I could have emailed you. I just, yeah, you know how it is. But I figured you was okay, because I've been checking out some of your shows and stuff. So, just so you know, I do watch. I don't always talk, guys. So know that there's a lot of times I'll be listening to people, and I won't talk because when I do, sometimes, and I ain't saying this to have, this is not coming from a place of ego, okay? This is just me being real. When I talk in the chat, sometimes it takes attention away from the person doing the video, and I don't want that to happen. You know, now if I'm over on Marth, I don't have to worry about that because I'm a mod. I mean, everybody knows I'm there. When I just pop in to say hi to somebody, you know, it does sometimes take the attention, and I don't want to do that. So that's why, if everybody's ever wondered. But anyway, that's the second blast. So let's back it up to the first one, and it's right around here. Okay, so there's your eclipse, by the way. Watch it go black, like that, and then you'll see it. It'll catch it right here. That's basically the edge of the Earth, guys. It's coming back around, and it's being able to see visible again. Okay, so there's your eclipse. So I'm glad I was able to show that to you there. But right there, here's that blast. You can see things kind of light up. Now, see, there's your plasma. See that? That's something we didn't see here. Why? Because this is actually off to the side a little bit more, right? And space is the background, not the sun. So when we talk about like stealthy solar storms, it's really kind of like this second blast here. Now, this one we're not going to call stealth because it was big enough that it was obvious, right? This second blast over here. But if on a smaller blast, we might miss it, especially during solar maximum. There's so much going on, we do miss things, okay? So as I'm pushing forward here, and then here's your blast again. Now, I don't want to undersell this in the fact that there are other things happening right here too. There are smaller CMEs, and I showed you guys that 2 days ago. We've got one coming right now. We've got two blasts, these two bigger ones I should say. And we can go over here and see if they, and right here is NOAA Space Weather Prediction Center. This is flares. We measure those by X-ray, and as you can see here, these are M-class flares, but they're not gigantic, right? So you don't have to have a gigantic flare to have a decent sized CME. That's my point. And vice versa. You don't have to have a flare at all to have a CME. Like I said, a filament erupting off, or just an eruption period. That happens, guys. Back in that, you know, the Carrington event changed a lot of things in space weather. It changed our understanding to a lot of things. That was when they really realized, hey, a flare is different than a CME. And they don't have to happen at the same time. Because that's when they noticed it. We got the flare, boom, the X-rays hit, and then guess what? The CME didn't arrive till like 15, 16 hours later. So, yeah. And they were aware of that, but they were able to see it visually. Because Dr. Carrington and another doctor had their telescope on it. They were watching it through a solar filter. So, that's how that happened, guys. Now, this is the D region. This is what we look at for flares and radiation storms. This is just that region where we look at for the absorption. Just in this, you know, X-ray flux and all that. When you get elevated X-ray flux, that's what this is going to show you. So this elevated X-ray flux is basically going to show you a little bit of the power of the flare. And they'll show up as like bullseyes. You see that? I can't go back any further, but if I was, we would be looking at the one that happened, the first one, I believe, at around noon here. It might be this one. Yeah, this is yesterday. So, right here. Okay? This is the one that we're looking at right there. Right here. Okay? If I could go back further, that would be yellow there. It looks like a bullseye. Now, when we get a radiation storm, you'll see it filter in on the poles. And you won't have this bullseye. You'll just see it come in. And it'll turn red and orange and everything else down here in the southern and northern poles. Okay? So, yeah. Oh, yeah, guys. If you guys are interested, you guys should go check out TFE. The Final Experiment is what they called it. They took a group of people down to the South Pole, and they filmed the 24-hour sun. If you guys go down there to the Antarctic and in the Arctic Circle, that's a phenomenon that you will see. They took like 10 cameras and everything. Now, they were talking about a subject that I don't talk about, and I'm not even going to say it, because all it does is start fights. So I'm not even going to talk about the subject matter. But if you guys want to see that, please go do it, because you can literally see the sun just go in circles around them. It never sets. It's awesome. So go check it out. And it was like 4 days. They filmed it for like 4 days. It's really cool. So it's called TFE is the way I understand it. The final experiment. And it was a guy that was pretty, I don't want to call him like wealthy, but he had enough money. He actually took some people from like who he was arguing with, like on the other side. He paid for everybody to go down there just to do that experiment. So I'll just leave that at that. But go check that out. Whatever side you're on in that argument, it doesn't matter to me. It's still cool to go down there and check that out. So go see that if you would. You'd be doing yourself a favor. People run their whole tourism, guys. Their whole companies, like on the Midnight Sun, and usually it's here in the northern, because in the Antarctic it's not as easy, right? But you can see that when you get inside the Arctic Circle, and certain time in the summertime, you'll find some where the sun doesn't set, and certain areas for a certain amount of days, and then in the wintertime it won't rise. You guys can get online and simply just Google that, and you'll find bunches of people, and not only is it like lodges and things like that, they have like cruises that go do that. So it's really, really cool. I highly suggest, if you guys could ever do anything like that, to check that out, because it just is what it is. I wish I could do something like that. I might in the future if I can ever get there. But anyway, as we're looking at this, I don't want to like underestimate these CMEs, guys. I don't have really that good of a grasp on right now on how strong these things are going to be. Now, if I was going to judge, give you guys some sort of answer here on that, you can kind of judge how powerful they are by looking at the size of flare, if there's a flare involved. We're not impulsive either. They're kind of in the middle. Let me say that. What I mean by that is, if it's impulsive, it'll just be a straight line. Boom, boom. If you get a little tailing off here, that means that it flared for a little bit longer, thus giving it a better chance to have a CME involved. And if there was a CME involved, which we know that because we can visually show it to you, even here. Okay, this is SOHO. Now, SOHO is right here in front of Earth, always looking at the sun. It's about 1 million miles closer to the sun than what we are. Hey, give me a roll call in there if you guys would you please? Please, 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 please. And I'll hop in there and say hi to you guys and say thanks to you for being here. But yeah, so as we get moving here, you can see that this comet is awesome. I keep going back to it. I love it. I love it. Anyway, you can see SOHO, this satellite right here, always looking at the sun. It stays right out in front of Earth. It's from our perspective. So we look for what we call a halo signature. What is that? This is an occulter disk. It's a physical disk on the satellite. Okay, has to be there to block out the majority of the light. If it doesn't do that, we wouldn't have an image at all. Okay, because it would just get washed out by the light. Now, the surface of the sun isn't here. The surface of the sun is more represented by this circle here. Okay. Now, I like to show you guys this black and white one because it gives you a good contrast in colors. But we do see more anomalies on this than what we would over here. Okay? As far as camera artifacts and things that happen that will kind of fool your eye to something that's not really happening. But when we look for a halo signature, we look for the energy to poke around the whole thing because it looks like a halo. That's why they call it that. Nothing more, nothing less. That's why. Okay? So as you can see, I'm going to pause it next time that comes around here. And we will take a look at that. Okay. Here we go. Now, let me back it up here. So you're going to see the eruption. Right? This is a decent sized eruption. Now this one isn't coming at us. This one's actually going too far to the south. What I'm going to show you is a different eruption, and we're not going to actually see the biggest part of it, except for this. Okay? Now as you see that, watch how you can start to see the energy kind of, you get a hazy look down through here. See that? See how it all went kind of blurry? That means it's either coming right at us or it's going off the back. Well, I can confidently tell you it's coming at us because we can see it on a different satellite. Okay? So that's the first halo signature, and it's not like a dramatic halo signature there. That's a very, very faint one. Okay? But we also get a secondary partial halo from the second eruption here. Let me show it to you. Let me get to it here. Unless I just blew by it. Probably did. Yeah, kind of right there. It's hard to see. So I'm probably not going to sit here and try to waste your time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go fast. It's right here. You see it. You'll see a hazy look about right here. Oh, wrong way. See that? And you probably didn't. If you're looking on your phone, you didn't see that, I promise you. We can go back to the previous day here. I think there was one here also on the 21st. That's the issue with this. I don't think this produced much of a CME. If it and whatever CME it did produce, it wasn't coming at Earth. At least not directly. I think we're going to take a glancing blow from this one and a more direct from these two. Okay? So let's see if they've got their model here fixed. Earlier this wouldn't load. This is a CME tracker over here at NOAA Space Weather Prediction Center. Yeah, it's still stuck. So I'm not going to be able to show you this one, but I can show you that bigger blast on NASA. Okay? So if I come over here and let's bring up the NASA model, the CME tracker, and you're going to see definitely that thing's coming right at us. Okay? This is a top-down version. Sun's here. Earth's here. Okay? Top down on the left. Side cut. We can tell north-south here in the middle. And this here is the orbital line stretched out in a straight line. You can see the other satellites. Now, I get a lot of questions. What's this dashed line here? What is that, Wages World? Hey, that is our connection to the sun. That's our interplanetary magnetic. It's our IMF line. I'm just going to call it that. It's our magnetic field line that we're connected to the sun with. Again, if you were naked, floating around in space, your left butt cheek would be connected to the sun. Everything's connected to the sun magnetically. Just the way that things work, guys. These are satellites. These square ones. And this is too. The diamond-shaped ones. So, that's Mercury. That's Earth. That's Venus. That's Mars. Now, we can go to another one that shows the whole outer solar system. And these things don't just stop once they leave here, guys. They keep moving. Okay? So anyway, you can see how we're clearly getting hit in all three axes here. So that means that NASA is telling us, hey, this is going to hit. Right? So what do? Well, guys, we don't do nothing really but be aware. And what we can do for things like this is this isn't going to be a grid down anything. Right? This is just not that big. It's just space weather. We need to pay attention to it. Now, I was hoping, and that this model here would be running, and it's not. And the reason why is because you can see both here. So we were going to be able to see two different CMEs hit. Now they're saying around the 24th, 25th. So we're going to just kind of keep that in mind. Now this is their official forecast. This is the official forecast also. Okay? So if you want the official forecast, you got to come here to NOAA Space Weather Prediction. Now they're saying here on the end of the day, you see this? A 4 and a 4.3 on the KP here on the end of the day. What does that mean, Wages World? Well, look here. Okay, we measure it by the KP indice. The KP index is what measures geomagnetic activity. It's just an indice we use. They have to measure it somehow, right? So the KP indice is what measures geomagnetic activity. When that gets to a 5, that's the lowest level G1 storm. Now here we kind of got there. We had a small geomagnetic storm back there that most people didn't report on because it didn't do anything. Okay, it was really like that. So let me go up here, and I do want to show you. Let's see here. Yeah, I want to show you the HP. Remember the KP I just showed you right there. Now I'm going to take you guys over here to the HP. This is a German website. Okay, and if it loads, there it goes. Okay, these are 30-minute averages of the same kind of indice, geomagnetic activity. Okay, these over here, this is 3-hour averages, and I say this every video, and I'm going to continue to because we get new people in here, and it doesn't take me that long to say that. This is a 3-hour average, okay, versus 30 minutes, so we get more real time. Notice how something's happening here. I don't know what. Okay? I don't know what. So, that's what we're seeing there. We're seeing an uptick right now. A pretty sharp uptick, to be honest. You don't usually go from a 0 to a 3 that quick. Unless we're getting hit by some sort of space weather. We can actually look at that, too. Well, man, I guess Discovery ain't updating either. I wonder what's going on with that. This is what I usually show you, space weather conditions, the actual data. I'm not going to waste time on that today. And I'll show you this real quick. This is the Earth scale. This is our sun, and these are sunspots. These are the current ones. So as you can tell, over here where that first blast was, probably came from this active area. No big gigantic sunspot. Over here, this was that first one, I believe. No, it wasn't. It might have been, because it was here. That would have been the second one. Yeah, so it came from this one. But as you can tell, look how big Earth is right there. So let's kind of dive in here a little bit. Look, Earth would fit right inside there. That's how big these sunspots are, guys. Now, I could take you guys over here to SDO, and we could change the view real quick to the colorized magnetogram. And we'll do that so we can see the magnetic polarities, okay? Because that's important. We have to be able to see if we got magnetic mixing. When we have that magnetic mixing, what do we get? We get flares, okay? So that's what you're seeing here. So we'll let that load for a second, and what we'll do, well, there it goes. Let's go ahead and zoom in here a little. So when we get magnetic mixing, I'm just talking about these reds and blues starting to mix. When that happens, we get reconnection events. Okay? Those reconnection events end up being flares. When they reconnect, boom, there's your flare. Okay? So that's just what I'll say on that end of it. There's not much more to say. This is a very large sunspot, though. Okay? And not to mention, it's spanning the whole region itself is large. They don't, you don't see them too much bigger than this very often. So it's a big one. Now this up here is kind of big too, and I did notice we started getting some magnetic mixing there too. But it's already facing that other direction, so we can get hit with a flare from that, but most likely any CME from that's probably not going to hit. So we watch for the Earth strike zone, which is that rectangle right in the middle. So anyway, we can come back over here for a second. I do want to point out, no coronal holes. Now last week, if you guys remember, I was showing you guys that big gigantic coronal hole, and it did push us up real close to geomagnetic storming for quite a good time. Okay, a good amount of time. So, yeah. Now, let's do this. Okay, so I want to show you guys, I'm going to take you back here to yesterday, actually to the 20th. This is Dr. Tony Phillips' website, spaceweather.com. Please come over here. I show you guys this all the time, right? This is when they first started realizing this comet didn't have a head. The sun literally knocked its head off. It really did. It disintegrated it. So it hung on for a minute, but as it started to do its loop around and head back out, you can see it here. Okay, so come over here and check this out, because this was the 18th, this is the 19th, that's the 20th. I'm going to zoom in a little bit if it'll let me. It is. Okay, cool. And as you can tell, guys, I'm still all stuffed up. I do apologize. Oh, man, I missed the roll call. Daggone it. Hey, guys, give me another roll call in there if you would, please. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm going to keep moving as you guys do that. I apologize. I'm so sorry. Anyway, you can see where this clearly had a head, right? There, you can almost say, what's going on? And then here, you could clearly say, well, that's a headless comet, guys. Now, they are fairly surprised that it still has a tail the way that it's visible like it is, right? Because that head is completely gone. Now, with that disintegrating, my guess is, and this is just my guess, I don't know if this is actual 100% fact, the head, when it disintegrated, probably became part of the tail. So that's most likely what's making this thing so visually spectacular. It already was before that happened. Okay, so to give you guys a little bit of an idea of what I'm talking about here, let me get this roll call real quick, and then we'll do that. I'll let this run so you guys can see that. Louisiana, Susie Q, Susan Don, hey, good to see you. San Francisco, what's crack-a-lackin'? Susan, I thought you were a moderator. Seriously, I thought you were a moderator. You are now. I did. I thought you were, Susan. I'm sorry. I thought you had a wrench. My bad. Anyway, Stephanie, hey, Ricky. Oh, Ricky, I'm glad you came in here. Where were those pictures you showed? Oh, I wanted to show those so bad. Hold on one second, guys. She emailed me some pictures, and I want to show them to you. If they're on my desktop, I'll throw them in there real quick. They're not. Daggone it. Ricky, I'm sorry. I'll show them next time, guys. She caught a sun halo, and it's, number one, it's in very cold weather. You can tell. It's a beautiful picture. You can see the ice and snow and stuff on the trees. It's beautiful. Ricky, I will show it next stream, okay? I'm sorry. I forgot all about that. May the force be with you. That's right. That's right. That's right, Bruce. Love it. Angel Wings, what's up? Michigan, our Hobbs. Southeast Tennessee. Daryl's in the house. Michigan, our Hubs. I said that already. Northern Utah, Surgery, my brother. Heck yeah. Daryl, what's up from Southeast Tennessee? There you go. You guys should hook up. Have something going on. Southern Oregon, proud to live in the Rogue Valley, baby. Heck yeah. You know what? I'm going to get out there one of these days. Hey, Angels Wings, did you? Hey, thank you for the gifted memberships. Thank you. So cool. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. I just seen that. Sorry I didn't say something a minute ago. Guys, if I look at the chat all the time, these guys, anybody that's new here, will attest to you that I squirrel. And I squirrel bad. So I try not to look unless I need to. Or if I'm, I want to make it, how can I say this? I need to look at the chat very limited while I'm talking. If I don't. Hey, Joanna, good to see you. Pam B, what's up, neighbor? Going on. Thank you, though. Thank you for that. And we are doing a members-only stream later on tonight, guys. Okay? I'm going to schedule it here in just a few minutes, and I'm going to schedule it for later on tonight. It'll probably be, oh goodness, I don't know exactly what time yet, because I know Adam and Dex aren't doing a show tonight. From the way I understand it, Adam's having a mouth procedure done, and he's not going to be doing a show tonight. From the way I gather. So, anyway, let's go back to this. Thank you guys for the roll call and everything, and thank you for the gifted memberships, Angel. I really do appreciate that. Whoop, whoop. Anyway, we may even make some emojis tonight. Just depends on what's going on. So you can see how the tail, the sun itself, is blowing that away, right? I mean, you can see the sun's over here, guys, right? You can see kind of the energy from the sun here, but the sun's off the screen here. This is done its loop around the top. It's going back down south. Now, again, this is not coming back now. This comet is gone. It's going to be. The comet itself is gone. The tail's still there. Now, regardless, it doesn't matter to me and you. And let me tell you why. It wasn't going to make it back around for another 160,000 years anyway. So, I'll just leave it at that. But, I tell you what, if I'm going to go out, I want to go out like that. I want the sun to have to knock my head off. Yeah, baby. But anyway, as you can see that, right? It's just really, really pretty. Check that out, guys. I mean, it really, truly is. So, yeah. Now, what we can do, we can see if we got any other imaging on this. Let's see. Let's see if it gives us any more imaging. Oh, yeah, I wanted to show you this one, too. Check this out. Look at that. It's just a little different. The contrast is a little different. What we're looking at here is a different tool. Well, it's the same tool, just a different... But you can clearly see the lines here. And it's just blowing it off, man. The sun is just destroying this thing. Look down here how it looks like a phoenix. Look at that. That is just so cool. I mean, I could sit there and look at that all day, guys. I don't know about you guys. I mean, I just think it's cool. Hey, lower class, good to see you. We can also do this. Because, guys, I'm telling you, you're not going to have anybody else show you these images. And the ones that are probably, I'm not sure. Maybe because I showed it and they just remembered. I just want everybody to see it. You know, I don't care who's the first one. I don't give a crap. I don't care about that at all. I don't care if anybody's seen it way before me or after. If I like stimulated somebody's memory there so they can show it to you guys, I'm happy about that. Now, this is what I mean about this imaging having anomalies. So I'll show you once this thing completely loads. It's still loading. You see that right there? That's a ghosting image, guys. That's all that is. Nothing more, nothing less. It's just what it is. We can reproduce these things without showing you this. Right here on the planet. So I just want to make sure you guys understand that. But as you can tell there, guys, check it out. Now, I'll tell you what. Let me speed that up. And if you have seizure issues, you might not watch this because this is it is flickering a lot. But isn't that cool how we get 3 different imaging there? This is a really good way to show you guys at how different things look when you look at just a different angstrom of light or just different technology. It gives us a better understanding visually what's going on. And for me, this hammered home, and I'm not kidding you, this comet has hammered home what the sun is doing and how powerful it is, because you can see the lines in the tail just getting blown out. Look at that. You know, I've never seen the comets do this before. So I don't know if it's always like that or if this is kind of unique. But I just think this was cool. I mean, it just really is cool. And I'm probably what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to put together like a 5 or a 10-minute video of nothing but this comet. And it'll probably be more like a, hey, this is what's going on, watch this for a second. Hey, this is what's going on, watch this for a second. It's going to be very poignant, right to the point, okay? So I'm working. As a matter of fact, I actually got some video downloaded for that. I was waiting for this to kind of pop off to make sure we had all the imaging we were going to get. But also this circle here, guys, that's just a lens issue, okay? Because I know that some people are going to think that that's not. It is. It's a lens. You can see it. You want to know how I know that? It's moving at the exact same speed as everything else here on this imaging. Except it's moving the opposite direction. Watch it slow down when the imaging slows down. You see that? Okay, that's one way we can tell. Also, guys, I mean, what is that? That's a perfect circle. What is a lens? The circle, right? So you got light bouncing off inside the camera. This is simple. It's just basically it's a lens flare. I'm just going to call it that. But you can tell. But anyway, I just thought this difference image was really cool. So let me back that up, and we will. Let's see here. We can see it here too. This is a little different. This is the HI2. It gives us a different. Now this is a actual arm holding an occulter disc. Okay, you can barely see it here coming into the image here. We're not going to see much here, I don't think. Okay, I'm not sure what planet that is. But regardless, this is the one where we've seen the parachute bomber, right? When we all thought it was something that it, well, I know I thought it was something that it wasn't. But, you know, it is what it is. But it was just, basically, again, it was a camera artifact that I didn't understand at the time what exactly what it was, and I've since then corrected myself. So that's one of my most embarrassing mistakes I've ever made. But anyway, I'm not even going to go there. It's too embarrassing. I ain't trying to rehash that. Ain't trying to Hilly. Come on now. I'm just trying to be good, man. Trying to be good. Trying to be correct is what I'm trying to be. So, alright guys, that's pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and pop off. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you for the gifted memberships, Angel's Wings. I appreciate you. Anybody that got those, please come back to the members only. I'm doing a members only stream tonight. The very next thing I do will be a members only stream. Planet Hermit, I want to see you there. If everybody's up around 9, 10 o'clock, I think most Eastern anyway, I think most people are. I'm going to try to be here for that, around that. We're going to have some fun. So if somebody gifted you a membership, be here for that. Come back, check it out. Come join and just have some fun with us. All right? Because that's what we're doing. We're having fun over there. So, but yeah. Anyway, Rip Curl, I love you, brother. For real. And I tell you what, let's get some ones in the chat for Miss Dragon. She's having a procedure this week. And matter of fact, I think she might be on the road right now if I'm not mistaken. So let's get some ones in the chat there, guys. She is hey Dennis, good to see you. Well, thank you, Darthly. I appreciate you. Hey Akila, what's up? Well, come back and check it out later. If you can just swing in for a minute, just check it out. Seriously. You don't have to. I'm not like saying, oh yeah, you know, I'm not gonna be that. Hey birthday, good to see you, bud. Hey Daryl. But yeah, guys, so let's get some ones in the chat for Miss. She's got a very significant procedure going on this week. Okay, guys. A lot of you guys are. Hey Stephanie, thank you for being here. Hey Bruce, what's going on? But yeah, guys. So we, you know, thoughts and prayers, good thoughts, whatever you do. Let's do it for Mist. Yeah. And Ripper, thank you for being such a good friend. I just gotta say that. You're an awesome dude, man. Awesome dude. Alright, guys. I am going to pop off. I'm going to leave you guys with this image because I think it's cool. Here, let me speed it up. Here we go. Hey, you guys want to go real fast with this? Check this out. We can get this thing just flying. Look at this. Woo! Round the corner we go. Where she stops. Who knows? But wherever she's going, she ain't got no head no more. Anyway, guys, God bless. Yahusha saves. And as always, you can drink this Kool-Aid.